John Deere workers are back on the picket line this morning after going on strike early Thursday. Thanks for joining us for Local 5 News Midday. More than 10,000 John Deere employees have walked off the job demanding higher wages and better benefits. Now, wage increases were on the table, but the deal would have done away with pensions for new employees. The United Auto Workers Union, which is backing the Deere employees, says they're fighting for themselves and those now joining the company.
People want to have something secure for their retirement, and not a lot of people are interested in a Wall Street speculation portfolio. And we're not prepared to sell out, our successors, the people that come behind us. It could be our kids, our grandchildren, the kid down the street. For me, I'll take a firm stance on that. I'd like to see a substantial gain to our wages.
Employees' demand comes as John Deere experts record profits of nearly $6 billion this year. Those employees say they feel they have leverage in part due to the labor market we're seeing right now. John Deere says its mission is twofold right now. They're trying to reach a deal with workers while also maintaining service to their customers. The company has activated a customer service continuation plan to keep its factory operations running. Dozens of semis were seen leaving the Ankeny plant Thursday, the first day of the strike, carrying massive Deere machinery. One of the questions still needing answers: how will this strike impact the economy? John Deere's stock closed at $329.77 last night. That's nearly $1 above Wednesday's close. But back in the 80s, a strike that lasted nearly half a year caused record losses for the company. Labor relations experts say local communities may be affected if the strike lasts too long.
There are ways to supplement income, move things around. There are strike funds, right, that can replace some income. But people may also just cut back spending, thinking we don't know how long this is going to last.
Those problems could affect towns that rely on Deere to provide jobs. Holding the line could affect several bottom lines. Now, this may have come as a surprise to many, especially with how fast the picket lines went up. But workers say this has been brewing for years. Back on October 1st, a majority of John Deere employees and executives reached a 6-year labor contract. The details of that deal were only released over the weekend, and thousands of union members say they're upset with the low wage increase and benefits offered. They rejected the deal and threatened to strike, which is happening now. Iowa leaders are following this strike closely. We caught up with Governor Reynolds Thursday night to hear what she had to say about the current situation.
Hopefully, they'll work through the process and they'll get the employees back to work sooner rather than later. I think it's a great company that supports and appreciates its employees, and this is a process that they go through.
Republican Senator Joni Ernst's office says she's also monitoring the situation. Senator Chuck Grassley shared his thoughts on the strike during a visit to Des Moines.
Well, obviously, they're exercising their right to do that, of collective bargaining, and that's a decision those workers made. And under the laws, we have to respect it.
Iowa Democrat Representative Cindy Axne tweeting in support of the UAW and their efforts to get a new contract. And Deere workers aren't the only people on the picket lines. Kellogg's employees have been striking for more than a week. Around 1,400 employees have walked off the job. They say their hours are too long and they're upset they have to work 7 days a week. The last time Kellogg saw a strike was 1972. And the same thing could happen in Hollywood. 60,000 film and TV crew workers are planning to strike on Monday. They say they're dealing with unfair working conditions, and this would be the first nationwide strike in the crew member union's 128-year history.